Closed for Storm is now available on all major video-on-demand platforms. Back in the summer of 2017, I told the story of the Pontiac Silverdome, a venue for some legendary sporting events, a local hub for the community, a place where some of the most famous artists played in, and also a location which ultimately became iconic for its unbelievable abandoned visuals. At one time, the Silverdome was perhaps one of the most surreal abandoned buildings in North America, a truly apocalyptic sight. This was mainly due to the owner's neglect, and as I ended my video, the future seemed uncertain with a legal battle over the removal of this enormous stadium. So today, I wanted to take a rather quick look at what ended up happening to this property and what its land currently has in store. This is the 2021 update for the Pontiac Silverdome. So just outside of Detroit, Michigan, in the city of Pontiac, a well-known stadium for the area was becoming a nuisance. It had been abandoned for over 6 years. Pontiac had been going through a lot, and a massive abandoned stadium off of M59 wasn't really a good look. The city wanted it gone, and were under negotiations with the Silverdome's Canadian owners to demolish it. However, with the massive parking lot being used for storage off the Volkswagen's emissions scandal fallout, the city ended up suing the Silverdome's owners, Triple Investment Group, over failing to get the proper permits. If that wasn't bad enough, the owners failed to fully submit a demolition plan, and the city once again sued on grounds that the Silverdome was becoming a community nuisance, and then imposed even more fines. These court cases finally came to an end though, and in July of 2017, work finally began on the demolition effort. Seats began to be stripped away on the entire first level. The AstroTurf was removed and some of it even sold. A small section of it is actually currently sitting in my office. The rest was disposed of, as were the thousands of seats that were torn out by the excavators brought in. Through the summer, smaller items had been removed, as a path made of dirt was formed around the top level of the first level of grandstands. By September of 2017, all utilities, including power, had been cut to the structure, and a controlled demolition was imminent. With the necessary preparations made, and with a graveyard of VW cars still populating the parking lot, on December 3rd, 2017, the upper deck was to be brought down by controlled explosives. With everything a go, the Silverdome had finally met its end. Yeah, so nothing happened. Apparently, the Silverdome was just too resilient. No, the actual cause was apparently a wiring issue that resulted in 8 charges failing to detonate. By the next day, however, a second run was initiated and successfully brought down the top deck walls of the Silverdome, marking this the beginning of the end. As January 2018 came in, the Silverdome continued to be torn apart. As entire sections of the structure were removed, by March, most vertical walls had been scrapped. Now the 127-acre site was more or less cleared and ready for development, something the city had very much been advocating for. Now, if you've watched my videos in the past, specifically updates on malls, there's always one company that seeks out large parcels. Now, Pontiac originally envisioned the site to be primarily made up of commercial industry with some hospitality uses near Featherstone Road. So with the land zoned appropriately for new development, it seemed rather logical for one company to step in. In September of 2019, part of their Michigan expansion, Amazon announced they would be acquiring the entirety of the former Silverdome's land and building 2 massive structures upon it, one being a delivery center and the other a distribution center. Amazon promised to spend $250 million on the site while also creating 1,500 full-time jobs. Ultimately, the deal went through, and in early 2020, Amazon and their construction partners broke ground on the new property. As the Silverdome site was completely transformed, vertical construction on the delivery center took place in May and was completed in September. The enormous distribution center opened in mid-2021. The entire parcel of land at this point is completely unrecognizable. The signs, the walkway over the highway, the out-parcel parking lots, and even most of the road entrances have been completely erased. Unless you were from the area, you would have no idea what this land used to look like. I think many people would say, oh wow, look, another community place that has been replaced by Amazon. Of course, the Silverdome has been abandoned for many years, mainly thanks to their owners. So really, it's been blight there for many years. But I honestly think in this case, it's a good thing. Pontiac and its surrounding areas have been struggling for many years, and I think any development that adds jobs are a good thing. Now, there's something to be said on the quality of these jobs, but it is injecting 1,500 new full-time careers into the area, and I think that's objectively a benefit. The citizens there almost unanimously agree as well. But there is something to be said about the fact that the Silverdome has just been erased. I don't think I'll ever get over how unbelievable the visuals are of this property, from its iconic beginnings to its empty and ghostly disuse, then to the point where the roof collapsed and everything began to fall apart. I mean, the fact that the property looked like this at one point is just so unbelievable. The sheer neglect of its owners thrusted the stadium into an unprecedented condition. Those owners ultimately made off with Amazon's land purchase, and the fact that it was like pulling teeth with them to even get it demolished goes to show how little they actually cared about the property. Now it's gone with an explosive end, and there really is no reminder of what was there. No plaque or museum, just memories. So now, it really will be up to the fans to remember this once incredible structure. Thanks for watching this rather short update on one of my favorite abandoned locations. I vividly remember visiting the Silverdome when it was abandoned in 2016, and I had always wondered what happened to it, and I was rather shocked when I found out that Amazon has an entire completed structure on top of it now. I also recently just finished my feature-length documentary on the rise and fall of Six Flags New Orleans. It's called Closed for Storm, and if you're interested in watching it, you can find it now on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube Movies, and many other video-on-demand platforms. Thank you very much for those of you who have watched it already, and I hope you enjoy it. My name is Jake, and thank you very much for watching.